Hey folks, Rich here with a brand new plane to show you, coming from FMS Model, showing up at Force RC really soon. This is their all new 1500 millimeter wingspan A-10 Thunderbolt II, guys. And best of all, this plane is a 6-cell powered airplane with twin 70 millimeter fans in it. It has lots of speed, lots of power, and flies slow really well too. Now, just a basic overview on this thing, guys. The detail is tremendous. As you look at this thing, it just has missiles, bombs, scale details all over it, and you put it together with 12 screws, and then you go ahead and you put your receiver and battery pack in, and you go fly. Now again, guys, overview, it's a all EPO foam jet, powered by two 70 millimeter 12 bladed fans, and I'm going to point those at the camera. Amy's going to get in on that if I got that pointed right. All 12 blade 70 millimeter FMS fans in there that just make a really nice sound and produce just really smooth sounding. It's a very smooth sounding jet. And spinning those are two 1850 kV brushless in-runner motors. FMS is really sort of cornering the market on in-runner motors with the last three jets. The in-runner motors just sound a whole lot better, they're smoother, and they produce a little bit more power than their outrunner counterparts. Now, driving those two 70 millimeter fans, you've got two 70 amp Predator ESCs driving those things and driving all the servos with the onboard BECs. Now, mounted throughout the entire airplane, guys, are 9 all digital metal gear servos. For the primary flight controls, we're looking at 17 gram servos for those. And for the rest of the flight controls, and then the other servos mounted throughout, we're looking at 9 gram. But they're all digital and all metal, very high-end servos. All the rods, horns, linkages, everything is already installed, guys. The only thing that you have to do, really, again, is put 12 screws on this thing to get the whole thing together. You do mount your pitot tube, which is right there on the wing. Amy's going to zoom in on that pitot tube. I'm going to kind of show you guys that. This is a really nice feature on the airplane. It's actually designed to unscrew. Most of my pitot tubes, I only have two kinds of pitot tubes, those that have broken off and those that will. But now with FMS, they've got a really nice screw-on pitot tube, which is just fantastic. It's all metal threads, so you can remove it when you want to transport it. Also here on the wingtip, you can see the light package on there. There's a green here, red on the other side, and a landing light. So they've got the whole thing decked out with lights and everything. And then there's a few antennas on the underside I'll show you that you just pop on place. But it's a completely glueless airplane, guys. Again, 12 screws and it goes together. Starting off, you have spars that go through the wings, and the wings plug in with really nice wing bullet connectors that you can see here, and I'll put up an image of that. All you have to do, guys, is just put your spars in, slide your wing panels on, and then just put your 4 screws in from underneath, and your wing is attached. All your connections are made, ailerons, flaps, retractable landing gear, and lights. All that stuff is made when you plug those bullets. So completely wireless design for getting your wings on. Now your tail, same way, guys. The engines are already attached to the airplane when you get it in the box. Your elevator goes, your horizontal stabilizer comes up from underneath. 4 screws go in. Your vertical stabilizers and rudders go on. 2 screws here. And again, guys, your primary assembly is all done. Now I'm going to do this a little backwards, guys. You can see all the ordnance on this airplane. I'm going to flip this upside down, and Amy's going to get a view of this. It's kind of difficult to handle with the ordnance, which is one of the reasons I want to show it to you all first. I got a big table here, so I'm trying to move around this. I'll flip it upside down, and Amy will get in on here. You can see how nice this ordnance is on here. And Amy, if you want to zoom right here on these wingtip missiles right here, you can see how nicely these come off. You just slide them forward, you pull them off, and you can see how those attachment points get those things in place. And all you gotta do is put them on and slide them back. It's that easy to take all the ordnance on and off of this airplane. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all the ordnance off so you guys I can declutter this a little bit, and you guys can see how easy this stuff comes off and how nice the underside of this airplane is. You can see how quick all of this stuff comes off. It's a little windy here, so the wind is going to try and blow all these missiles away on me. So I'm going to try and get these things off here, but you can see this is how you get the missiles off of this thing. You can see how cleanly, how nicely they come on, they snap off, and they sort of reveal a very clean airplane. Now I've been flying the plane around in a clean configuration, okay? And the plane is really fast when it's clean and it's very slick. Now, Amy, go ahead and zoom here on the tail of the airplane. You can see there's a few antennas here. These things slide on and off just by moving them like this, and it's designed so you can transport them this way. The antennas come on and off real easy, and you can just see the detail on there. Those things come on and off really, really nice. Now I'm going to flip this around one more time. Amy, I'm going to have you get in on the back, the elevator here. You can see your 4 screw holes that mount your horizontal stabilizer in place, and you can see all the ball links back there. You can see you got twin ball links and twin servos driving those 2 elevators for redundancy right there. Those are all scale submerged style hinges that are assembled at the factory. You can see the wind's taking my missiles away there. But just tremendous there with the 2 servos. As we run across the front here to the middle here, you've got a nice cooling exhaust port there for your ESCs. And then the landing gear on this airplane, guys, is really just phenomenal. Amy, can you zoom in right on this here? You can see all those linkages on that gear. You can see how nice that compression is. This is some of the most scale machined aluminum landing gear that I have seen in a long time. It's got great suspension. There's lots of E-rings on there, guys, and be sure to check out the unboxing video that I did. What I decided to do with all my E-rings and what I've been doing for some time, and I recommend, put a little bit of contact cement on those E-rings, those E-clips, and that'll help keep those from coming off, especially when you're running on grass. Also, guys, all ball bearing assisted wheels. Amy, if you can zoom in on this wheel, all ball bearing wheels, guys. So glides great on grass, nice and slick. Over to the wing, Amy, go ahead and zoom right here on this section here. You can see those ailerons, all submerged style scale hinges, and of course the flaps. You got dual segmented flaps on each wings, and they operate just really nicely right out of the box. I have a landing setting that you can see right here, and also a takeoff setting, and then a 0 flap setting. Now as we run along to the front, the nose wheel on this thing is exceptional. You can see another intake louver to pull some air in to get that over the speed controllers. Of course, it goes out the back, and you can just see the suspension in that nose strut, guys. All machined CNC metal trunnion gear on this entire airplane. And of course, you've got the landing light there as well. So all sequencing doors throughout the entire thing. You can see how nice the whole package is together. And Amy, if you can just zoom in on the entire airplane there. I'll go ahead and retract the landing gear. Here we go. And you can see how nice that is, guys. All out of the box, all sequencing doors. Just a phenomenal design, and just like I said, works right out of the box. And with everything cleaned up, all the missiles, rockets, bombs, everything out of the way, you can see your wing screws, your 4 wing screws that go right on there. And those come off real easy to transport the airplane, guys. You don't need to transport this plane whole. The wings are designed to come off very easily, again, with those bullet style connectors. So no wires, guys. It's just fantastic. Just a great design. Go ahead and extend the gear now. And you can see how those come out. Just some tremendously detailed landing gear for a 1500 millimeter airplane. Now I'm going to go ahead and get into the cockpit and show you what's inside there. Amy, if you want to zoom right here on the cockpit area. FMS is getting away from a lot of their magnets, and they're going to latch type canopies, so this just pops right off. Tongue and groove in the front, and as I flip this upside down, some ventilation holes to prevent the canopy or resist from bubbling under the heat. Screwed in pilot, and then as you look here, you can see there's some good detail in there. A little instrument panel, a little pilot in there, and so forth. And then we'll take a look at the inside of this thing. Now I'm going to flip this up. It's a lot easier to maneuver this plane without all the missiles and stuff on there. But as I flip this around, Amy, as you can see right here, I have the Connexus 7,000 milliamp, okay, 6-cell battery. And it fits in there perfectly. I'm only using the front strap, or the rear strap, I should say. If you have a lighter weight battery, and if you're using a 5,000, you'll want to have that shifted a little farther forward. But right in that position, it balances right at 85 millimeters with the landing gear extended, and 80 millimeters with the gear retracted. But you can see there's plenty of room in there, guys, to put everything you need to. You can see my satellite receiver, my main receiver, and I even put a Scorpion backup in there, which I'll talk about that a little bit later on. You can see the gear sequencer module right in there, but plenty of room up front, guys, really to put everything. And with that, guys, I'll go ahead and get this canopy back on, tongue and groove in the front, latched. I'll show you one more look at those flaps. Amy, if you want to zoom right in on those 2 flap segments, you can see how nicely those come down. They're driven by 1 servo. They're built up at the factory already. They're center hinged like a real flap would be on the real airplane. You got a takeoff setting and a full flap landing setting. And this plane flies great with full flaps. Now with full flaps, I have about 12% on the down elevator to keep the plane from pitching up. And with the mid setting there, the takeoff setting, I have about 5% built in. But just a sweet airplane overall, guys. I can't wait to check out, get this on the flight demo. Be looking for that coming out soon, guys. Again, this is the 1500 millimeter twin 70 millimeter EDF 6-cell powered A-10 Thunderbolt 2, guys. Coming from FMS. Be looking for this coming to Force RC really soon. Check out the flying video. We'll have a few of those out here coming soon. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking out FMS Models, and as always, we'll see you next time.